Oh, hello everyone, it's Susie here from Esoteric Trading Solutions. I hope you're all enjoying yourself, living the life that you deserve, looking after yourself, your parents, your beautiful friends, your beautiful putty cats, also dogs, any other animal you have, and just generally being kind to people in this world just to make it a better place. Now, today I'm going to plug my Patreon because it's extremely good value, really, really good value. It teaches you a lot. I do a lot of videos in Patreon. I do a lot of podcasts in Patreon. I do daily podcasts of the cryptocurrency market as well as the fiat markets. I also do cryptocurrency reviews, which are very cheap. If you do a $35 a month Patreon, or if you do a $45 a month Patreon, we're only talking $35 a month or $45 a month. I also give out every week 6 recommendations for different cryptocurrencies that I believe will do well, given my knowledge and that sort of thing. And also put out recommendations every week for trading cryptocurrency, which is completely different from an investment perspective, which is holding cryptocurrency for over a year or so, and a trading cryptocurrency could be less than 2 days. Now, my Patreon helps you to make money, okay? And it's not going to be like a cost that you don't use. You will learn so much from my Patreon, and that's a fact, okay? So if you do the $10 one, and then I'll show you what are some of the things I do in Patreon, you get early access to videos. I do podcasts daily on all the different markets, and it's about 12 or 15 minutes, and it tells you exactly what crypto is going up, what crypto is going down, what's happening with markets, all the relevant news, what I think on a daily basis. Also looks at different fiat current markets like the bond market, obviously economics, equity markets, credit markets. What else do we talk about? Economics, credit markets, equity markets, bond markets, yields, even corporate credit, yield curve shapes, all sorts of things, okay? And then you also get exclusive content and exclusive videos you're not going to get anywhere else, okay? And I do a lot of this stuff on Patreon. You're missing out on it all on YouTube, seriously. And that's $10 a month. We're talking $10 a month, which in my country, you pay $5 for a coffee, right? So we're talking not even the cost of 2 coffees in a month, and you're going to learn stuff, okay? A lot of stuff. My $20 one, you get Crypto Grannie Talks Markets. You can ask me any sort of questions and I'll respond to you. I might be doing live streams, but I have to see whether people really want live streams within my Patreon. But my $35 a month, which is very good, within my $35 a month, you get to see, Crypto Grannie Talking Investment Coins and Tokens weekly, and Crypto Grannie Talking Trading Ideas weekly, plus podcast daily, plus everything else you get in the lower tiers. Plus within this one, you can have a coin review of your choice once per month, okay? And it's only going to cost you $35 a month. Now, normally when I did a coin review in the past, I charged, 150 US to 200, right? So, this is seriously cheap, okay? It is cheap, guys and girls, very cheap. Now, if you do my $45 tier a month, you get access to our database system, which we've just turned over from Slack to Click. Hopefully that's going to work. We've still got problems with that at the moment. Some of my clients, can't get in, but we're going to make that better. If it doesn't work, we'll have to go back to Slack. But you're going to get access to everything that's posted there daily, which is a whole lot of different feeds and different news stories. And we have on that database 100 different cryptos that we look at absolutely every day, right? And we trade on that on Slack. We do everything. Plus, you're going to get a course on that, free course on Udemy, which we're selling for 190 US or 130 US, right? About cryptocurrencies. What is it all about? It's an excellent, excellent course, okay? Plus, you get to see my investment portfolio. Plus, you get to see everything else from the previous tiers, right? And that's $45 a month. This is not a lot of money when I'm talking about helping you make money and helping you not lose money, okay? It's really important. And it's an ongoing thing every day, right? We keep an eye on everything every day. And plus we put out weekly for investments, for an investment portfolio, as well as daily, weekly trading pools, okay? Now, if you go to my genius level, it's $100 a month, right? And that's not a lot of money. You know, check out anyone else's subscriptions. This is not a lot of money. Any of my clients are on $100 a month. I call them weekly. And we talk in detail about what I'm thinking in the market. Also, you know, what they've got in their portfolios, any issue. You know, they get different trading calls. They get different investment type calls. I had one client, you know, that I told to buy VeChain at 0.002. I had another client, I said Nexo is a great story. Engine is a great story. Buy Engine at, you know, it was at 0.06. Engine's at 20 cents now. Buy Nexo, which I think is a great story. There's many great stories, and I've done all the reviews and all the fundamentals of those stories. Okay, so, you know, there's so much value in these. Plus you get the free Udemy courses as well. And, you know, you get access to my, if you're under the $100 tier particularly, you know, you'll get access to my XRP valuations and all sorts of things, okay? So I really, really look after my clients, okay? Now that's admin. Also want to shout out to Wendy, one of my clients. Wendy, I've tried to email you many times. I've tried to call you many times. Your mobile's just taking messages. And I've sent text messages. So please call me on my phone, my Australian number for mobile, 61014, that one, because I really do want to speak to you. I've been trying for days to talk to you. We've gone from Slack to Click, okay? So that's enough of that selling stuff. And if you want to click my thing or whatever, great. But this is the sort of thing I do, right? In my Patreon, and this comes out weekly, and this is my own stuff, right? So Crypto Grannie says 6 promising cryptocurrencies that I believe can do well in 2020, right? And, you know, we know that altcoins have done very well. They've done extremely well. Fundamentally and technically to me, these altcoins look very good to me, technically and fundamentally, because I've done the reviews on these altcoins, 20-odd page reviews. I've looked at their networks. I've looked at their whale holdings. I've looked at whether they have a small supply or a big supply, or they have limited supply. I've looked at their inflation numbers. Some coins are deflationary, some are inflationary. You know, I've looked at, you know, when they have staking. Staking adds to the coin's value. No, it doesn't detract from it, but adds to it. Obviously, if coins have buyback, like Binance, it adds to the price of the coin because there's limited, you know, obviously limited volume out there. But there are many other reasons. I mean, a coin has to go up because there's fundamental value in the coin, right? Can't just go up on spec, which a lot of these coins are going on spec, and there's no substance to them. I mean, I actually find coins where there's absolute substance in terms of fundamentals as well as technical. Okay, now keep in mind, cryptocurrency assets do carry much higher risk than fiat asset classes altogether, okay? So clearly we have very high risk in fiat currency where we can lose our money, in cryptocurrency I should say, where we can lose all our money, but on the other side of that, we can make literally 60,000% return. Now put that in reference to other asset classes, fixed interest or bonds, you're lucky if you can make 10% return, okay? You know, equity markets, when they're going well, you're lucky if you can make 20% return, right? Currency, well, it can be different depending on the currency and who's really good at trading FX, right? Or corporate credit for that matter, you know, maybe a 15 or 16% return. So clearly, you know, we're talking about the cryptocurrency market, huge risk, but huge returns, okay? And we all have to be prepared to do that if we're investing or trading the cryptocurrency market, which I certainly am. So we know that Bitcoin makes up about 63% of the market at the moment for the dominant market of cryptocurrency. It has been higher than that in the past. It was a lot higher, 72% now. It's down to 66, 63. But as time goes on, Bitcoin's dominance will reduce, okay? And I believe there will be cryptocurrencies, and we're seeing it now, but going forward, that will actually perform better than Bitcoin. I believe we're in a bull market, okay? The bull has turned, and turned some time ago, where Bitcoin got through 4,200, and I believe we're in a bull market. So in my mind, if Bitcoin gets below 9,000, in my mind, this is not investment advice, this is just me, I'm not a financial trader, I believe Bitcoin is a buy. That is absolute. It's like XRP, you know, XRP is not rallying, we know that, and it's disappointing. But XRP has the fundamentals, whichever way you slice, cut and dice it, okay? You know, if they weren't the true thing, or the true McCoy in Australian speak, if they were a scam, they would be sued from here to Timbuktu, okay? They wouldn't survive, right? XRP and Ripple are the true thing. Now, XRP, as you know, I'm a lover of XRP, absolutely. It's my favorite of all cryptos, but unfortunately it's not going up, and I cannot for the life of me work it out, but it will, and I have absolute faith in that. But on this list, these are other cryptocurrencies that I regard, alt currencies that I regard will go up. And I actually believe that Bitcoin, XRP and Ethereum, you know, the oldest cryptocurrencies out there, and XRP will do well no matter what. I mean, there's a story that came out the other day. I'm actually in Amsterdam at the moment, in the Netherlands. And for those that are astute will realise that the Dutch central bank has actually given one of XRP's, one of Ripple's partners, the authority to trade and to settle in Ripple systems, okay? So it's already happening with the central banks and Ripple and XRP. But a lot of people in the market out there in terms of crypto land are too stupid to realise that. And eventually XRP and Ripple will have their day. Absolutely. I will never lose faith because the fundamentals line up like I've never seen it before. In, you know, God, I'm an old bag, seriously. Been in market since 20. So, you know, I know what I'm talking about. You know, and this is what I say. People know, you know, the price of everything, but they don't know the value of anything, right? And XRP is a pure example of that. People are starting to think there's something wrong with XRP because it's not going up. Well, it's just the market and the view of the market. You know, I'll give you a story. Back in 1999, with the tech boom, everyone started selling BHP and all our resource stocks in Australia. You know, resource stocks, BHP is one of our biggest, you know. They started selling them all down because they said, right, these equities are now old technologies. They sold all our iron ore stocks and everything else, right? Old technology. It was consumers' preference, or what do you want to call it? Investor sentiment or trading sentiment. So all these stocks went, you know, straight down, right? No one wanted to touch them for a year or two. But things swing and change, you know, 2 or 3 years or whatever. Now our resource stocks are going through the roof again. So things change and sentiment changes, and it only takes a couple of things, big triggers, like we will see with Ripple and XRP, and that'll happen. But please note, you know, XRP is not on this one because I'm trying to show you other altcoins that I do like as well. Okay, not as much as XRP, but they will still do very well. And this is the sort of thing I put in Patreon that I'm just showing you on YouTube so you can see what sort of value my Patreon provides you. And this is for investment. Crypto Grannie talks investments, whereas I also bring out a Crypto Grannie talks trading in cryptocurrency, okay? Now, the first one I've been telling my clients to buy is Ambrosis. You know, Ambrosis, VeChain was around 2 cents, and Ambrosis is very similar to a VeChain. And Ambrosis was around, you know, 0.01 or maybe even 0.009 when I told my clients to start buying Ambrosis as well, okay? I don't know where it's trading today, but certainly it's traded up to about 0.018. Ambrosis is pretty much a food and pharmaceutical supply chain, okay? Very similar to VeChain. They operate in Europe and they're doing some great things in Europe, okay? They essentially make sure that anything that's being shipped is the true thing. You know, it is medicine, it is food, you know, it's the proper thing, okay, rather than fraud or anything else, right? And Ambrosis, I believe, like a VeChain, will do very well. They're in the same sector, and it's a great story. And I've done a very thorough review on Ambrose's. And I was telling my clients to buy it when it was less than a cent, just like VeChain, okay? I was telling my clients to buy VeChain when it got to 0.0002 or whatever it was, you know, and now it's a couple of cents. And the same with Ambrose's, okay? And these are the sort of stories that I love because they have the fundamentals, they have, you know, the proper governance, you know, they don't have large whales in them, and they're in a real business that's going to make money, and they have real clients, okay? So I like Ambrose's, right? And even the reference where I get some of the stuff from. I don't copy anyone's stuff. I don't plagiarize. I always reference it if I use it, okay? So, you know, Ambrose's is a good story, though. All-time high according to Mazzari, which is a great subscription. I pay $29 a month for it. I don't get anything for free. It was $1.72 in January 2018. It got to an all-time low of 0.0539 in March, right? So basically, you know, now we've seen it up 36% against Bitcoin the last quarter and 18% up against the USD. Now, technically, Ambrose's looks very good to me, okay? Doing a lot more volume here. It's gone through the 200-day moving average, and it looks really good. If it gets through 2 cents, you know, it's off to the races, 0.046, 0.07, 0.09, and 20 cents, okay? So that's one I like. That's number one. Binance coin, to me, is just a no-brainer. Seriously, if Binance is under 16 bucks, this is not investment advice. This is just for me. You just buy this thing with your ears pinned back. It is a no-brainer. This company, the exchange, is just literally a cash machine, okay? It's like a casino, cash, 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 cash. Every time they have profits, they actually retire some of their coins. They burn some of their coins. They don't physically burn them. They just send them to, you know, a blockchain address that doesn't belong to anyone, right? 001156, whatever. Okay? These guys are everywhere. They're in Africa. They're in Europe. They're, you know, everywhere. They're in the US. They're just everywhere, right? They bought, you know, we know they bought Coin Market Cap. You know, they've got their checkbooks out. They're buying everything, right? You know, they're doing different swaps. They're in futures. They're in options now. You know, they've got their own decentralized exchange. You know, Changpeng Zhao, or CZ, is a seriously, seriously smart guy. And Binance at, you know, 17 bucks, in my mind, is still extremely cheap from where it's been. I mean, they just bought Visa card, debit card platform Swipe, right? You know, I deal with Swipe and I don't like them much, but Binance is certainly going to do some good, because rather than taking, you know, three or four or a week to get your money, with Binance, it's going to be a lot quicker, right? You know, so these guys in the UK and Europe and everywhere, and they're seriously, seriously smart guys and girls. And CZ is really smart, and I've seen him in Malta. Amazing smart guy, right? So if you look at their buybacks from Mazzari, huge buybacks, right? They burnt 60 million, right? Massive. Now, this, as far as I'm concerned, is a great story. Their all-time high was 39 bucks. Their all-time low was 750. What a gift, man. I mean, I bought some bananas at 13.50 for my investment portfolio. And this is a super story, okay? Now, I banged on about Tron. A lot of people don't like Tron, but what they do, Justin Sun is a seriously smart guy, you know, and Tron is a platform. It's a smart contract platform, just like Ethereum, just like Waves, just like EOS, just like, you know, there's so many, just like ADA, for example. There's heaps of smart contract platforms, right? But Tron's only 0.017 cents, right? And you know what? They're doing more apps than EOS, okay? They've got their own blockchain, they went from Ethereum into their own blockchain, into their own mainnet, and they did extremely well, okay? There was no problem with their technology. As a matter of fact, you know, Justin Sun put out $1 million the other day to find out who's hacking Twitter. You know, he put out more money to get, you know, his system tested when it came online last year, $10 million. The guy's got a big checkbook and he puts his money where his mouth is. And I got to respect that. And he's very well connected in China. China, the Chinese, the wealthy are seriously wealthy. They're not like us where we're, you know, we might have $1 million. Chinese have, you know, the middle class, they call them $250 million or something, you know, and honestly, this guy's smart. He bought BitTorrent. He monetized BitTorrent. Didn't cost him anything. You know, this is how clever this guy is. He bought Polynex. You know, the guy's got his, you know, his checkbook out, looking for assets. You know, he's in gaming mainly and entertainment, but he's going into lots of different things. He's just, as you know, he's into Polynex, which is an exchange. The guy is not stupid, and the relative value of this coin is very cheap compared to its peers at 0.017 when it's a DApps platform and a smart contract platform and everything else, right? And you can say you like Justin Sun or not, but the guy is a very smart young guy and very, very well connected to all the seriously wealthy billionaires in China, you know, and Jack Ma being one of them, okay? Tron's high got to 30 cents and its low got to 0.0077. So Tron also has staking, you know, which depending on which way you look at it, you know, could be 12% or 4%, which adds to the value of this coin. Okay, this is a gimme, and as far as I'm concerned, a no-brainer, right? And this is what goes on my Patreon, and you don't even get to see this. Okay, if we go to Power Ledger, now this is an Aussie story and a great story from WA, right? You know, Power Ledger, the Western Australian government gives them money, you know, $10 million, the Western Australian government, right, which is mining, you know, and most Australians haven't even seen WA, I haven't. But it's like another country, you know, there are a lot of South Africans there, there's a lot of money in WA. Now, Power Engine is about clean energy resources across the network. Very, very smart operators. The woman that manages this is a PhD, right? And she's seriously clever. You know, you want to see her background. Man, she's a quant, she's a genius, a mathematical genius, right? And the Australians often are very, very smart. We have to be, because we're a small nation. To get the Americans, you guys, to notice this, we have to be seriously smart. Because what happens is, you know, I'm seriously smart. I'm not big knowing myself, but I don't get many YouTuber followers, even though I'm really smart. Because you Americans like all the other stuff. Hey, yo, how's it going? And then you support people, you know, that way. And I'm not into that stuff. You know, I don't do that stuff because I'm not American, you know, and I'm not used to it, right? You know, and all the music and the hat and Joe and how's it going, man? And, you know, I'm not American. So, you know, we don't have as many supporters as the Americans because we don't know how to get you guys in. I sure as hell don't, that's for sure. But this story is a great story, right? These guys are all over Asia and they're getting better and better, right? And their competitor is WebPower, and honestly, WebPower's ICO is much more expensive than Power Ledger's. Power Ledger's ICO is at 10 cents, and this coin's 0.099. And, excuse me, as far as I'm concerned, it's a no-brainer. You know, this is cheap, man. Not giving investment advice, but it's cheap, all right? You know, it got to a 179 and it got to 0.032, and currently I think it's less than 10 cents, right? But it's above the 200-day moving average and looks very good. All right, another one I like, which is in my investment portfolio, Request Network. Okay, it's on Ethereum's platform, but it is basically compliance and accounting and a settlement payment system platform, right? And basically, you know, it does all the invoices, the IoT, business to business, government, everything across the payment cycle. Need a coffee. You know, this thing, you know, I was buying this thing, you know, way down here as soon as it broke the 200-day moving average, right? But it's been up to $1.03 and its low is 0.475. At the moment, it's about 4.5 cents. But anything to do with compliance and government legislation and trade laws, in my mind, is going to do really well. Okay, so there's sectors that I like in cryptocurrency, right? Obviously, payments, Ripple, XRP, of course, compliance, Request Network, clean energy, clean power, excuse me. You know, again, Ambrosis, you know, tagging, you know, food to make sure it's not fraudulent, it's just like vet. So there's sectors that I really like, which I believe will go well into the future, right? And so I look at sectors and I look at the best of breed of coin within those sectors, okay? The next one I like is Engine Coin. Great story, you know, a gaming coin, right? You know, now on Samsung, you know, got a million people or more, you know, 18 million people or whatever it is playing their games, you know, great story. And this coin's done really well. You know, I had one of my clients buying it at 3 cents, you know, and, you know, it's got up to 48 cents. It's around 20 cents. But it's a great story, okay? And it's in gaming, you know, pure gaming. You know, it's a bit like a Tron, but it's still a great story. You know, Tron got on Samsung as well, right? Tron's cheaper than Engine. I'd say buy Tron over Engine now because Engine's already gone up to 20 cents and Tron's still really expensive. This is my point of view, right? And another one I like, which is really off the radar, and this is about self-identification. So if you go around the world, you know, you've got to produce your passport all the time. If you open up an account, you've got to produce your license, your Medicare card, which is like a healthcare card in our country, Australia. And you've got to all the time identify yourself, and it's so frustrating. You know, blockchain is perfect for the identification of having you on blockchain or me, all my details, and I don't have to keep going and, you know, filling out forms and identifying myself constantly, right? And this is one I do like, the key, you know, I believe it's really cheap, you know, in this area. You know, it's you know, talking about personal identifiable information, identify verification tool. You know, their aim is to, you know, to do this on blockchain. It's smart. It's exactly the area where I want to be invested in. And plus, you know, the coin is cheap. Okay, it's seriously cheap. You know, I think the last I looked at it was 0.004 or something. You know, it's all-time low, got to 0.0063. I mean, where can you buy anything that cheap? Seriously. You know, and it got up to 4 cents or something. But the thing is, it's starting to do a lot of volume. Have a look. 200-day moving average on the 1 day. It's broken, and it looks pretty good. It's broken the 200-day moving average on the downside, and it's doing volume. So, you know, yes, look, I've got the obligatory disclaimer, okay? This is not advice. I'm not a financial advisor. None of those things. I could easily get a financial advisor's license because I've got enough experience to do it. But these are the things that I look at for me, from what I do, and I put them in Patreon once a week. This is the investment side, and also do trading, but it gives you an idea. This is my own, okay? This is my own work paper that I've done, which I could publish, but it gives you an idea of the sort of things I look at for my patrons, okay? And as I said, my Patreon is very cheap. Anyway, to finish it up, I hope Wendy's watching this. Please, Wendy, call me on my mobile. I've been trying to get you, you wouldn't believe how many times, probably at least 15. So give me a call, babe. I'm in the Netherlands, but my Australian number works here as well. I have 2 numbers which work. So I've got the new iPhone here. So anyway, guys, please look after yourself. If you've got any questions, please do come back to me. Please be kind to yourself, be kind to everyone, animals, the world, the environment, and just look after yourself. This COVID virus in Australia is really bad. Anyway, guys, talk to you soon. Thank you very much for listening. Thank you.